What is going on, guys? So we've had a couple of questions in the comments on these TinyScape videos that we've been doing. How do I maintenance the TinyScapes, and what do I do to make sure that they're not growing algae, or that they're not crashing, or that the nutrients levels aren't going nuts? So shout out to Zaral300, I'm believing that's how it says. She asked me to make a video on the upkeep of these things. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna kind of discuss how I keep these things going, what I'm doing to make sure that they stay beautiful all the time, yada yada. So the simple answer to that is that I don't do anything. And I know that that sounds kind of silly, but I really don't. Now, these are all very much self-contained little units that really have established their own kind of systems for going. I mean, this one's been going for months and months and months, and it hasn't, I mean, I do a water change just as it strikes me, like, hey, I need to do a water change. Like, I look over and I'll be like, hey, I haven't done one in a while, and then I'll do one. It's really very, very simple. I think the way that we've established our substrate layers here, it has that nice thick substrate with our basalt gravel, our plant compost, and then all of it's capped down as along with some aqua soil. So there's a ton of nutrients in the soil already, but the soil is acting as the filter itself by giving us a maximum amount of real estate, as I say, for our beneficial bacteria to grow within the scape. So once they've reached a level of equilibrium with the water, with the snails in it, and again, that's key that I only put snails in these. If I'm putting fish, I'm definitely gonna need to do a water change more often, and we're gonna need to watch out for that. But I only have snails in here. So the snails are breaking down any bits of dead plant or anything else. They're turning it back into food, and then for the plants, and then that nutrients is going back into the substrate, which is then in turn growing the plants again. So it creates this nice cyclical cycle that's just running constantly and very nice. I mean, there's some plants that I would say have not done as well. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see in the top there, there's a little bit of Juncus repens. Juncus repens is the wrong plant to use in any of these ones. I've discovered that it just doesn't do that well without a nice highlighting, CO2 probably. I don't know, I just haven't had a ton of luck with it. Monte Carlo is one that's doing okay. I think this tank is having a bit of a problem because we did end up putting carbon in this one. So I'm gonna take that carbon out and see if that excess nutrients in the water column will actually help some of these plants grow. As you can see in here, it's doing fine. And over here, it's doing really, really good. Our vase project here, let me move this a little bit here, move this back so you guys a bit of luck. So this project here is doing really, really nice. I put some boosts in there. As you can see, the Taiwan lilies are just going absolutely crazy in the top here. So those grew up perfectly. I ended up adding a little bit of Rotala in here as well. The penny or the pearlweed is doing really nice. Really the only plant that hasn't really done super well in any of these scapes is again the Juncus repens. So I probably would have avoided that one had I known that in the future. As you can see, I got a bunch of duckweed in this one. This is kind of like a duckweed generator for me at this point, which is great. I think I love the way that looks, but got to be careful with that stuff. So just for the sake of showing you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do a couple of water changes on these just to kind of show. I mean, I don't know if you guys really care about seeing a water change. Obviously, it's just switching water out, but it's just that simple. It's just a little bit of a water change every here and there. Maybe take some of the floating plants out of it, and that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, like, this is so simple to do. That's why I encourage newer fish keepers or people who are trying to get into aquariums or anything like that, go ahead and give this a try before you get into a bigger aquarium, because the cost of entry on this is so low. I mean, I get containers like this all day. I mean, I found this at like a Home Goods. It's just a jar with like a lid. I mean, I thought that was a 3-pack for $15. I mean, I got this one at IKEA for like $3.99. I mean, you can find tons and tons and tons of these. Look at this, is another one for $6, I think, at IKEA. I mean, you can get these all day and night anywhere you go. So it's just, your imagination is really the only stopping point for you in any of these projects. The plants are $20 in plants, $20 in plants, $20 in plants, I think $40 in plants on that one. It's really simple. It's really easy to get into this. I know it seems like complicated and whatever, but like anybody can do this. That's the whole goal of my channel, is to show you guys that you can do this. Anybody can do this. Anybody anywhere can do this. It's cheap, it's easy, and I think that this is a great way to get yourself into the aquarium hobby without having to really sacrifice too much or feel like too much pressure to succeed. Because I think as soon as it becomes not fun, or if it becomes a chore, like immediately you're not gonna wanna do it anymore. I've experienced that a lot in this hobby. I've given it up before and come back to it. I've thrown things away, I've thrown aquariums away and then regretted it later. So don't get discouraged. Just keep on keeping on, and I think that this is a great way for you guys to all learn how to do this. It is a skill that you got to practice and you got to learn. That's why I'm doing these, to just show you guys that you can do this. And so we just take a piece of our airline tubing. I prefer the airline tubing instead of like a big hose or something, because it just gives me a little bit more control to get in there. And obviously you just, you know, you stick it in, take a little bit of a gulp there, and you're running. Remember not to take too much of the water out. Just like maybe a 20%, you know what I mean? Estimate that. This bigger one, I usually do go ahead and I use my main siphon pump. Just stick her on in there. And that should do her, man. And that should do her. And then that's, I mean, again, pretty much it. Put that thing back on top of there, and hopefully the excess nutrients will help our plants succeed a little bit better than they are now. This one's kind of on its way out. I think I need to make more space for more aquariums. Plus, I don't know if I've told you guys, but I am expecting a baby soon. My wife is about almost 7 months pregnant now. So we're kind of getting down to the wire, and I need this space for a crib. So this whole shelf and my other shelf are gonna be going downstairs in my condo. So if you guys notice a change in the videos, or maybe a change of scenery in the videos, that's why. So I need to kind of be figuring out how to move this stuff around. So mazel tov. All right, guys, and with that, we are clean. And by clean, I mean gorgeous. Everything's doing really well, like I said. This is really quick, really easy. That whole process took me maybe 15 minutes. I have a lot of tanks now for someone in my circumstances. I have 20 gallons, 2 gallons, 4 gallons, 10 gallons. I have all of these to take care of, so I really don't have a ton of time to be messing around, maintaining a lot of tanks all the time. You know, I'm a full-time husband, I'm a full-time worker, I'm gonna be a father soon. So I know that a lot of you guys can relate to maybe not having as much time as you'd like for your hobby. So if you like having these kinds of things without having to constantly do maintenance on aquariums, that's what I do on my channel more than anything, is just showing you how to do your hobby and showing you how to do scapes like this with as little effort and time as we can kind of do, so that you can have beautiful aquariums and, you know, your family doesn't get upset with the amount of time that you're spending on it or the amount of space that you're spending on it. If you like this kind of content, guys, please go ahead and give me a like, give me a subscribe. Send this video to your friends. As always, guys, I'm Herb, and I will catch you in the next one.